like how scandalously beautiful my ring is in the sunlight. We really haven't had much sunlight lately, but today's a sunny day, and those moments where it's sunny and it's just I need glasses. I need sunglasses. It's a very Leo ring. It really is. It's a very Leo ring. It's flashy. I'm not as happy as not that I'm portraying. I'm not acting like I'm happy. I'm just a bright personality. I'm a bright personality automatically. Oh, please don't tell me this man is waiting for me. Please don't tell me this man is waiting for me. Sometimes patients that know where I live will come to my house after hours or during lunch breaks to come and talk to me about issues. And it's like, dude, make an appointment at the clinic. Anyway, what I was gonna say is, yeah, I have a bubbly and bright personality, you know? Like I'm more of I resonate in a higher vibration. I resonate in a happy place. Not to say that I'm not having a hard time with what is about to transpire this Saturday, June 3rd, is what should have been my wedding day. I can't believe that date is already here, and I'm having a hard time with it. Where are all these bags coming from? I've already recycled a few, but I'm having a hard time with the idea that this is they're from this lady, that this weekend would have been my wedding. Why is this all dirty? I must have like touched it or something. This weekend would have been my wedding. This weekend I would have been Mrs. Kayla Harvey. This weekend would have been, my husband and I would have said our beautiful vows. Oh my gosh, they're so gorgeous. The person that was gonna, the officiant was just, she had just these magical vows. I couldn't wait to hear them. He never got to hear them. I'm crushed inside. It hurts. It hurts. Like I said, I'm a happy person, but wow, these moments, they hurt. So I told a friend, hey, what are you doing this Saturday? And she's like, well, I don't really have many plans. And I said, I was supposed to get married this Saturday. And she said, okay, we're gonna go out. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do that. And so I'm so glad. I'm so glad she understood. I don't think it's a day that I should be alone. This is really difficult. Every reading that I've done, because I've posted 2 readings on my channel, and they've both have come through with a divine energy that I keep saying feels like my twin flame. I think what's coming through there is my the twin flame energy that I share with somebody, with my twin flame. I think it's coming through as a protective energy because Archangel Metatron and Archangel Michael keep coming through as well in my readings, and the Justice card keeps coming through in my readings. Every time I ask a question, a few specific questions about, you know, my former partner, and I feel like they're blocking any for me to not know anything else. They're like very specifically telling me, move on. This is not your spiritual path. Continue on your spiritual path. There is blessings ahead. And I think the reason that I keep seeing my twin flame pop up on my readings so much is because even archangels are coming through. My spiritual posse is like, my spiritual posse is acting like what my physical family would have if they were involved. Like, no, this man's obviously not good for you. Look what he's done, look what he's put you through. You don't want to deal with that kind of stuff. And so this lady's coming over here. I'm just gonna go get the bag. All right. I love reading energies. Anyway, and so they're doing that. They're like, no, the answer is no. You don't need to know any more about this person. You don't need to inquire about him. You move on, because that's like dead end, dead space. And so they're like, focus on your self-growth, focus on you, focus on all the beautiful things that you're doing, all the upgrading that you're doing. That's where your focus needs to be. So it's hard to be told that, because I'm trying to, you know, kind of ease the process for me, and they're like, no, there's a big no, there's a big block anytime. I'm frustrated. A big block of no more with this person. You just move on from this person. It's a big no. And so I feel like it's a bit intrusive, and I'm frustrated about it. But you know, I'm stubborn. I'm a stubborn Leo, and I've been stubborn about it, even though there's like, they keep saying no. And I think that's where the twin flame energy is coming through. It's coming through in a protective kind of way. Like, it's also shielding me, like, because I keep getting shield. I'm not entirely sure why they're so adamant that I should just walk away from this person. Like, what else is going on? Or what else does this person have attached to them that they're like, this is not for you, honey. This is not your energy. This is not your realm. This is not something you should be messing with. Does he have a Ouija board attached to him or something? Does he have a demon attached to him? Because let me tell you, that one night where I felt like I needed to rip my skin off of my body, and I can't explain it. I don't think I posted that video that I talked about that night. I'm gonna have to make a video about that, or maybe I should just talk about it right here. I'll see if I still have it, and I'll post it. But I think I know around the time that he started getting into psychosis, into his mania in a negative way, because I had a really weird and random night where I couldn't sleep at all the entire night. I was tossing and turning, and I kid you not, every few seconds, I felt like I needed to rip my skin open. I felt like I needed to crawl out of it. I felt like I was going insane. There were moments, I felt like I was spiritually being attacked, and there were moments, where I would tug really hard on my clothes, on my hair, on my like, I just wanted to like claw myself out of my own skin. I was really scared because I thought I was good. I was in the brink of like a mental breakdown. Like, I was in the brink of losing my goddamn mind, and it came out of nowhere. The only difference was that I was with him, and you know, being intimate with somebody as a super empath, as an empath, and sharing that energy, even if you're not, if sharing intimate energy with somebody gives you that, whatever they're going through, whatever baggage that they have from whatever they're carrying around, energetically passes on to you as well. You share those energies, and good or bad, you're gonna keep them. And as a super empath, I feel everything. When I dated the sex addict, before I even knew he was a sex addict, I was getting consumed with thoughts and feelings and desires that were kind of seedy and dark. And I was like, what is going on? But every time I would push that person out, or he would leave, they would all go away. It was so drastic, the change, that I noticed it. My dense self sometimes noticed it. Sometimes I'm dense. And then he would come back, and I would get that again. He would leave. I would be like, whoa, okay, that was the main reason I had to, well, a lot of things, but that was the main reason that I was like, I cannot be around this person anymore. He needs to go and not be in my life. And then Joshua came with his bipolar, and he was fine. He was on a manic high. Most of our relationship was manic high, just up to the day that the stressors started piling up for him. The day that he blew up on a Wednesday, Monday we had a fight over the stressors of the person that was here, and all the little other things that really didn't make any sense. That did in a normal, typical relationship, they're not a big deal. But they had become a big deal to him. He just could not handle stressors, whether they were good or bad. He just couldn't handle life. He couldn't handle life. And he will tell you, because he's told me many times, and he still says it, he can't handle life. He can't handle the stressors. It's because he's not on medication. He's not in therapy. He's just leaving it unattended like it's gonna go away. It's not. But I'm pretty sure a few weeks prior to that, let me rub my crystals. I need you, crystals. Oh my gosh, my diamond shines so beautiful in the light. Oh my gosh. Both my diamonds do, but my new ring, I adore my new ring. I do. It's so gorgeous. I don't think I'll ever take it off. It pertained to a soulmate that I loved so much. And it's such a beautiful ring. How could I ever? You did such a great job getting me this ring. It's such a flashy Leo kind of ring. Here, let me do this. It's such a flashy Leo kind of ring in the light. I love it. I absolutely love it. Anyways, what was I saying? So, ooh, shiny. Such a Leo. Which is coming, by the way. It's coming. The energy, I feel it. And what I was saying was that there was a moment in, look how quickly I can go back to the subject. Whoop. There was a moment that night where I felt spiritually attacked. Like I was being attacked by some kind of demon, by some kind of dark entity. And being that I've lived in a very haunted house and have been possessed in the past, the energy felt familiar. The energy felt like, I didn't necessarily feel like there was something there, but the way that it made me feel, and it came out of nowhere, made me feel like I was being attacked. And I was being attacked by my partner's energy. I'm pretty convinced that around there, if not that night per se, but it around that time is when he started dropping from neutral to this manic, like negative manic way. Well, it's all negative because you shouldn't be manic in life. Shouldn't operate that way. But I'm pretty sure that was around the time where he started going, downhill with his mania. And it was in a peak of it maybe, or a strong point of it, or a turn of events for him. Because he was very internal. He didn't share these things with me, right? So I felt it on an energetic level, and it attacked me that night, and it was so scary. And if this is the way he felt, just like wanting to crawl out of your own skin and not being able to focus and not being able to rest, just angst the whole time. If that's what he goes through, then my heart hurts for him. I mean, obviously he's going through a lot of angst. Obviously, I don't know what it's like to be in his shoes, but if I got a glimpse of it, I just want to hug him. I just want to hug him and say, it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. You just need assistance. You just need help. This can go away. I feel so bad for him, and like all would be forgotten as long as we could just get him to the appropriate people who could help save him. And I say save him. I'm not being dramatic, because at this point he needs saving. But I can't be the one. I can't be the one to try to pull him to get the help that he needs. I already tried that and it didn't work out for me, and I just keep getting hurt. He has to want to change for himself. That's the problem. And he wants to change, and he wanted me to help him. He just doesn't want me around. So I'm like, I never was the enemy. If you made me the enemy, I never was the enemy. And he said, you're not the enemy. Yes, but you don't want me around. You just want my assistance somehow. You don't even know how you want it. You just... In his mind, he had it set that he didn't know what a life without me would look like, or he couldn't imagine a life without me. And I was like, well, you're already living a life without me. What do you mean you can't imagine? There it is, the one you're living right now. So maybe now he's more content being without me. Maybe now he's got the emotional support fully from somebody else. Maybe he has a partner. I'm pretty sure he replaced me emotionally like that. Even if he wasn't dating anyone per se, or isn't dating anyone per se, he emotionally replaced me with somebody, and I can tell. Just based on the neutral way he was treating me. He has to get, people like him have to get his nurture, a female nurture, from somewhere. And so if it wasn't me, it was somebody else. And boy, did he replace me quick. That was so insulting, considering that our wedding is coming up this Saturday. You know, like what we should have, any typical couple would be having. But we were not a typical couple. I was engaged to somebody who was going to blow up one moment or another. I think the universe that it happened now, when one, we weren't married, and two, we didn't actually dive into buying a home, because then he would have just up and abandoned me with a new home and a whole bunch of debt, a mortgage and everything, and that I couldn't do on my own. So, and then imagine being like recently, like freshly married within a year, and just having that devastation happen. That would have been horrible. I would tell him, if you're serious about us, make sure you're serious about me and my son before you get that ring. Make sure you're serious about me and my son, you know, because when we get married, it's for good. We'll work on our issues. We'll work on things. I don't want this whole you leaving, or me saying it's over, or you saying it's none of it. I want to be married, and I want to stay married for the rest of my life, and we are going to be that couple that works through things. I don't want to give up. So make sure, and I don't, you know what, intuitively, I guess I saw the fragile side of him, because intuitively I would say that to him. Make sure this is what you want, because that's marriage. This is marriage. This isn't something we just take lightly. This is for the rest of our lives, our partner. And he would assure me, oh no, this is what I want. I want the rest of our lives. I want to grow old with you. You're my partner. And if I said it in a certain way that didn't mean forever, he would, you know, there were videos like that. He would correct me. Like, what do you mean? Like, we're going to be forever together forever and all that. So he had it in his mind that that's what he wanted. And then bam, April 26th, Wednesday. It was so traumatic. I remember it, the date. It was like flip a switch, and it didn't happen that night. It happened and sometime in the middle of the night he switched, because he went from sleeping right here with me to all of a sudden turning around completely and waking up that way, and I knew something was off. And then the way when I was getting ready for work in the other room, and the way he started talking to Kai in the morning, I was like, that's kind of a weird tone. And walking out and seeing those piercing blue eyes of his in the way that he was also looking at Kai, I was like, whoa, okay, no, I don't know what's going on with him, but that's a scary look, and you're not giving my son that look. So I had to go to his office and address it, and my partner wasn't there. Whoever was there was probably this guy that I'm dealing with now, or was dealing with. I blocked him and everything. He was not loving. He was not receptive. He was not listening. There was not coming from the heart. He started yelling. I told him he couldn't do that. He couldn't do that. That my son was in the house. He was awake. This couldn't happen. He couldn't be yelling in my house. He knew the repercussions of yelling, because I have to have clear boundaries in that. I'm like, we don't yell in this house. We're not going to do that, especially not in front of my son. And I told him, get out. Fine. If you're going to yell, get out. And that was the repercussion. He knew it very well. My therapist backed me up on this. It was not okay. If you have toxic traits, don't bring them to a family, a single mom with a child who has clear boundaries when it comes to these things. We don't have those toxic traits. We don't do that stuff. If you are unhealed, don't even look in our direction. But if you're going to go ahead and look in our direction and act like you're a guy who could handle relationships with a child, then you have to abide by certain rules, certain standards, certain healthy boundaries. And that was a healthy boundary. Me telling you, if you yell, if you cannot control your temper in those moments, which he's bipolar 1, he couldn't. It was very difficult for him to be in a place of sanity, of neutrality and balance. Now I know that. There was a repercussion for that. And the repercussion was get out and get some fresh air and cool off. And, I thought to myself, well, I'll take my son to daycare. I'll come back and I'll go to work. Obviously, there's stuff that needs to be addressed here. And he said, fine. And he started packing 2 bags, and the rest is history. When I got back from daycare, he literally was almost walking out the door, and I'm like, wait a minute, what are you doing? I was under the impression he would have cooled off by then, maybe wait for me so we could have a talk or something, but no. He had made up his mind. It was final, and it was final from that very moment. So I was not dealing with somebody who was stable enough to marry. I was not dealing with somebody who was stable enough to think logically, think reasonably, to think and say, I have a wonderful life with this woman. This woman is the first woman in my life who has loved me the way that she does. This woman, he should have loved me that way too, because I deserve that. I deserve a man who is just in love with me, for all my traits, all my qualities, everything that I bring to the table was pretty fucking awesome. And my son's just a wonderful little boy who is charismatic and very smart, and he deserves somebody who's attentive and loving towards him. So he had so much good stuff here. He had the stability, like my therapist say, he had the stability that he needed, that he craved in his life, for the first time, and didn't know what to do with it. So he was never going to be the kind of husband that I needed, he's not untreated, not with his bipolar, untreated like that. He's walking around with a loaded gun. He's walking around with a train, with a bus with no brakes, going downhill, and he's just running over all the people that he comes across, whether they're friends, whether they're lovers, because he doesn't have the sensibilities of a typical person to really assess the situation. And it sounds like people with bipolar 1 tend to, that go untreated, tend to develop narcissism. And I can see that. That's why I have told him so many times, or asked him a few times, are you a narcissist? So they develop borderline personality disorder. They can develop dissociation disorder. Just a whole bunch of different things. And I have to tell you, I see it. He knows right from wrong. He knows what he did is wrong. He's depressed enough to know that he should have stayed here. He should have listened. He realized that we had wonderful moments in our life, or most of it was wonderful. He realized that he was thriving here, but he's so disassociated from me in an instant, seems, that he just doesn't want me. So, and it's crazy. Who wouldn't want me? No, it's crazy how I'm sorry for using the word crazy. Maybe it's totally inappropriate in this moment, in this situation. It is so bizarre to me to be in a situation like that, because out of all things, we were so wonderful together, that for this extreme to happen is just so bullshit, universe. But universe is like, no, honey, no. Stop being a Leo. Stop being stubborn. Stop asking about him. The answer is no. You want to know about it? No. Walk away, move away, continue what you're doing. You're doing amazing. Continue this path. There is this spiritual man who's going to come into your life and be the things that, full circle, he's going to be things that it feels like he couldn't be before. He wants to be those. He wanted to be those things, but he couldn't be them at the time. It feels like he's coming in with this now because he feels confident in that, and he's gonna come in with that fire. He's gonna come in with solar plexus, passion and determination and confidence, and he's gonna come in with the spiritual and the sexual drive, and he's gonna come in because he's gonna be into me. He's gonna be so into me. And I think we're going to thrive. According to the cards, that's what's going to happen. So, we'll see. We'll see who this full circle man is. Whether it's someone that I know or someone that I haven't met yet. He's just from another lifetime. That's exciting either way. But in terms of my soulmate here, nobody wants me to be around him anymore. So we just have to continue on with life, and yeah, I'm going to do the best I can this Saturday to have a good day and not let it get me down so much that I'm gonna get as distracted as I possibly can, but at the same time sit in my feelings, because I know I'll have moments where I'll be able to do that. And I was almost married, guys. I was almost a wife. I was almost had a husband. That blows my mind. I'm wearing my ring, this one, my engagement ring. I'm glad it fits me here now. Just, life is so wild. My life is so wild. My life is so WTF in good ways and in these ways. Yeah. I feel like my life is out of control in good ways and not the best ways. It feels like I'm here for some serious lessons. Like, I got cocky and when I was in my spiritual body and I said, I can handle that. I got this. Oh, pile that on. That trauma from childhood traumas. Oh, those abandonment issues. Pile that on. I can do it. And then my twin flame, because he's a cocky August peacock Leo, you know, I can only imagine that energy, us together as one thing amplified. Like, we can handle that. That's no big deal. Come on. It's only human life. You bastard. And then what do? You left me to go and handle all of this flower of life, seed of life on my own. You bastard. You just come in and out, dip in and out to take a peek and see what I'm doing. When I feel you. It's not like I know if you're doing it or not, but I feel you. It would be wonderful to say, twin, how's your life going? Because mine's going like shit right now. I need this boost from you. But obviously it's coming through in the cards. I'm glad that I'm reading my cards and in tune with them, because otherwise, how would I know? There's signs here and there in the universe, like 1111, but the cards are very specifically talking to me right now. Like, archangels are talking to me like right now. I hear them. They'll go, yes or no or stop or move on. They tell me these things and I'm like, damn. And so I think that's where the twin flame energy is projecting itself as protective energy for me. To shield me, to say, come on, twin, gotta move on from this. That's why we're all here. And I'm like, what is going on? Why is it that you guys don't want me around this dude? Is it because he could have a bigger manic episode and do something really harmful to somebody else or to himself, and you guys don't want me to witness that? Or I don't know. Anything's possible, I suppose. This is my lunch break. I'm probably like so late now. 12:30 exactly. All right. Anyone that watches this video, please send me your love and light for June 3rd. That weekend, just that weekend in general, because I know that I'm going to feel pretty bummed out. But it wasn't meant to be. It wasn't meant to be. My partner is out there, and you know what? My partner someday will watch these videos and say, oh my gosh, my darling, beautiful lioness woman, you went through so much before I found you. And he's gonna nurture me, he's gonna love me, and he's gonna hold me, and I'm gonna cry a whole bunch. I feel it. I do. So that's why I have to move on.